The conventions are over and the push to the general election has begun, so let's examine some of the shortcomings of the two major political parties here in the USA. To start things off, here are 5 reprehensible things about the Republican Party. Number 1, it's shaming and vilification of the poor. From constantly pushing to cut funding to welfare programs, to supporting mandatory drug testing for welfare beneficiaries, to perpetuating the myth that the poor have only themselves to blame for their poverty, the Republican Party never tires of raising itself up by standing on the backs of economically disadvantaged Americans. What makes this poverty shaming even more disgusting is the fact that the poorest states tend to vote Republican. The party denigrates the poor while depending on their support at the ballot box. Number 2, its opposition to women's rights. For years, the Republican Party has been accused of waging a war on women. The evidence for this is pretty damning. Republican-led congressional committees consisting entirely of men weighing decisions that will primarily affect women, such as the availability of oral contraceptives, the tireless endless campaigns to block access to abortion, the indifference at best shown by Republican politicians to issues like sexual assault, domestic violence, and wage discrimination. Republicans insist that they don't intend to harm women, but unfortunately for them, they're not judged on their intentions, but on the destructive impact of their actions. And personally, I think their intentions, that is, their true intentions, not their stated intentions, are kind of shitty too. Number 3, it's antipathy toward people of color. Republicans love to remind us that Abraham Lincoln was a member of their party, and that's understandable since it often seems like you have to go back that far in order to find a prominent Republican who gave half a shit about anyone but white folks. Republicans have consistently opposed civil rights legislation for 50 years. Republicans promoted the war on drugs, which disproportionately harmed black communities. Republicans have supported voter ID laws, which threaten to effectively disenfranchise millions of black and brown voters. Republicans have spent decades stirring up hatred and ignorance toward immigrants from Mexico and Central and South America. The Republican Party stands for the interests of white men only. Or actually, I should say cis-hetero white men only, because in addition to being an enemy of people of color, the Republican Party has also been an indefatigable foe of the LGBTQ community. Number 4, it's obstructionism. Maybe it's just a coincidence that a party so dedicated to defending and strengthening white supremacy has shown so little interest in working with a black president of the United States these last 7.5 years. Whatever the reason, racism or something else, the previous 2 Republican-controlled Congresses were the least productive in American history. It's a popular mantra among Republican politicians that the government which governs best governs least. And I suppose that's okay so long as you don't happen to be one of the people suffering due to low wages or unjust discrimination or any of the myriad other problems that Republicans in Congress have chosen to ignore because they would rather deny accomplishments to President Obama than try to improve the lives of the people they were elected to represent. Number 5, its hypocritical attitude toward its 2016 presidential nominee. Why do so many Republicans have a problem with Donald Trump? He's a rich white guy. He wants to cut taxes. He wants to increase defense spending. He opposes immigration. He is the candidate they have spent the last 40 years priming their base to support. But I think I know why Republican leaders are uncomfortable with Trump. It's because Trump makes it impossible to deny what they truly are. They can't claim to not be a party that is racist and sexist and homophobic and transphobic and xenophobic if their chosen standard bearer is a man who exudes all of those qualities. Republican leaders don't like Trump because Trump embodies what their party truly is and has been for generations. And it's not that they don't like it. It's that they don't want the rest of us to know. The hardest part is picking only 5. Catch you next time. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron. Thanks for watching.